The Tissot Superpole race here at the Prosecco DOC UK round getting underway. Level break from the three riders on the front row. Alex Lowe's is somewhat crowded out. It's Toprak Razgatlioglu, just as in race one, who surges his way to the front. Scott Redding working his way around the outside now of Alex Lowe's and up into the provisional podium positions. Bautista holding station in fifth, up ahead of Michael Ruben Rinaldi as they flash through at high speed through sector one and into the second sector, into the old hairpin. It's Toprak Razgatlioglu then who leads. Ray under some pressure here from Scott Redding, who's pushing hard in the early stages. Lowe's beginning to drop back. He's in the path now of Alvaro Bautista. Good progress in the early stages from Axel Bassani. I think he's now got through on Iker Lecuona, so that'll be for 8th position if he's got it. No, he is still behind Lecuona for the moment. Locatelli in 7th, Rinaldi in 6th, dropping back slightly from Bautista, who's now beginning to attack Alex Lowe's.
Yeah, there was contact on the run into turn one, it looked like, between some riders in the midfield, but all the front runners able to get away cleanly. Alvaro Bautista, though, in the run to turn 5, really fast through there. That's where he shut that gap right up to Alex Lowe's as well, so he's riding pretty well here in the opening lap.
Axel Bassani did make that pass on Iker Lecuona, but I think he went straight on then at the Fogarty S's. He's ended up back behind him as Jonathan Ray runs wide. Ray wide around the Melbourne Loop, and Scott Redding with an opportunity here if he can carry his momentum into Goddard's to upset Ray's rhythm and challenge him for second place. It's Razgatlioglu who leads. We ride on board with Ray. He's just about got it done at the end of the opening lap to hold on to second position. So it's Toprak who's burst a third of a second clear ahead of Ray in second, Redding in third, Lowe's in fourth, Bautista where he started in 5th position. As Lecuona looks down the inside now of Andrea Locatelli, and that is through for 7th position for him.
Yeah, it looks like Bassani might have ran through the foggy S's once again. He lost a few spots again on this lap, so bit of a mistake-strewn run for him. That's Locatelli with the Q tyre down the inside of Lecuona with the harder tyre as well. So for Locatelli on the 55, trying to make full use of that extra grip in the early stages.
Locatelli defending against Lecuona for 7th place, and Loris Baz still up ahead of the likes of Gerloff, Ertl, Vierke, McKenzie, Myers and Bassani all the way down in 15. That's Taz McKenzie, who has got caught up, I think, with Xavi Vierke. They were running 12th and 13th positions on track. So complicated debut for Taz McKenzie in the World Championship this weekend so far, and it's been a disastrous weekend to forget as far as Honda man Xavi Vierke is concerned.
Yeah, and for McKenzie, he had qualified on the 5th row of the grid, so he's going to obviously be starting further down the field outside of the top 9 in this race. That means that his grid position will be determined by his qualifying time. But you can see here, this battle, Ilya Michalczak, a good move down the inside, taking advantage there. It runs out actually a bit too hot into the old hairpin, but it was Xavi Vierge involved in that crash as well. And you can see there gets hit up the back by McKenzie, so understandable that for Vierge, he's taken him a few corners to get himself back just to make sure that bike's working okay.
Yeah, it's innocent victim really. Vierge was out of contention before, to be honest, for the top 9, and he's a great deal further out of contention for it now. But look at this group, all as one from 14th position down, and it does just go to demonstrate when we do nip back into the pack that they're fighting for it just as much as at the front of the field. It's Razgatlioglu who leads Ray by 1.5 seconds, almost 2 seconds back now is this fight for P3.
Yeah, you saw that on Scott Redding's pitboard map, so the team are telling him to change the engine mapping, to change the power characteristics of that bike, just to try and get through these final 3 laps. Obviously, using the Q tyre, first time they've done it in a race, they're learning an awful lot at this stage. As it is, Scott Redding just doing really well to defend that position, but look at it once again in those corners, you're able to see Lowe's really get right onto the rear wheel of the BMW. He just needs to get alongside, try and make a move into any of these heavier braking zones, but at Donington Park, track position is king.
Surely it's now for Alex Lowe's to try and make his pass into the Melbourne Loop for the final step of the podium. The heart of Scott Redding is going to be ripped out once again. Redding, though, won't give in. Nothing to lose for the BMW man. He goes for the cutback and recovers 3rd place. Lowe's now with the inside again as they come into Goddard's. Bumpy on the entrance there. They've got to be careful that they don't clash with one another. Lowe's has got the move made. Now has he got the speed down the Wheatcroft straight to hold on into Redgate, into the penultimate lap then. Redding will answer straight back once again. Great racing between the two of them, just as in race 1 yesterday afternoon. in a straight line down the Dunlop Straight. They come in towards the Fogarty S's. Bautista catches Lowe's by surprise. Can he get it stopped? Yes, he can. Now Lowe's with the run to try and get him back for fourth position as they run down towards the Melbourne Loop for the final time. Reading is clear. Reading is going to get back on the podium. Reading for BMW for the first time inside the top three positions. Bautista has seen off the challenge of Alex Lowe's, relegating him down to fifth place. And out of the final turn comes Toprak Razgatlioglu to make it back-to-back victories here at Donington Park and reduce his championship deficit to 48 points. Second place goes the way of Jonathan Ray, crucially beating Alvaro Bautista once again. Scott Redding is justifiably delighted. You wouldn't believe it was the same man who struggled to just a single point over the course of the weekend in Aragon.